Yo, what's up, my dudes? I'm back here with part 5 of What If Naruto Was a True Uzumaki. We're gonna resume this with the fight with... We're gonna continue this part with... Hey, man. Yeah. What should I call this thing anymore? I guess the Jennings tournament, I guess. I haven't even thought of a name for it. Let's just resume. Fifth match, Shikamaru Nara versus Sasuke Uchiha. Man, I have to fight Sasuke? What a drag. As Shikamaru was about to forfeit, but with a stern glare from Ino, he decided to think more about it. He sighed as he made his way to the arena. As Sasuke was standing there, with an arrogant smile on his face. I don't understand why you people like this Uchiha so much. He's arrogant, cocky, and he has the Uchiha pole up his ass, said Minma. But Sasuke-kun wasn't always like that, said Mito. It happened somewhere around the second year of the academy he began to be like that. It was because Itachi Uchiha, Sasuke's older brother, abandoned the leaf and went missing then. What? Itachi Uchiha? Said Sakura. If you don't know about him and you're on Sasuke's team, then it's not my right to tell you more about him. As they looked forward, when they turned back, begin! Said Kushina. As Sasuke rushed at Shikamaru. As Shikamaru just stood there. As Sasuke rushed out and he moved his head, but Sasuke sidestepped and kicked him in the face, sent him flying back. Damn, he thought. As Shikamaru got up and began to throw kunais at him, as Sasuke deflected them with his own. As Sasuke rushed at Shikamaru, as he kept on attacking him, as Shikamaru could barely dodge him. This fight is completely one-sided, isn't it? Said Menma. Not exactly, said Naruto. What do you mean by that? As Neji looked over, I see you can see it as well. As Naruto nodded. See what? Said Menma. You'll see once this fight carries on. As Sasuke jumped back and went to handstands. Fire style! Fireball jutsu! As he blew out a big medium-sized fireball. As it rushed at Shikamaru. Damn it, he thought. As Shikamaru looked over to a leaf and possessed it, and he went flat. Oh, never mind. As Shikamaru went down and got scorched by the fireball. Damn, he thought it. But he looked over. But I still got him, he thought. As Sasuke rushed at Shikamaru. Shadow Possession Jutsu! But before Sasuke could reach him, he was possessed by Shikamaru's jutsu. What the? How did you? As he looked over to see a bunch of more shadows around him, they each possessed. What the hell's going on? You didn't even activate. There's no way you could have done it that fast. As Sasuke was staring, thinking of what to say. Shikamaru activated that jutsu at the beginning of the battle. Said Naruto. What? Yes. Haven't you seen the limited movement he was doing? Haven't you noticed? Over to a squirrel. As he pointed to it, he possessed that squirrel and allowed it to get. Didn't you see it run down before he began to run around? Yes, but as Menma's eyes went wide, so Shikamaru decided to, as he nodded. Can you guys please explain, said Ino. Not all of us have an IQ of 1,000. When Shikamaru possessed the scroll, he tried to get it close enough to Sasuke, and Sasuke just saw it as a normal animal and just left it alone. So when he got close enough, the shadow from the scroll went over to Sasuke, and after it possessed him, Sasuke couldn't tell because Shikamaru went through the same hand signs. I didn't notice him because his hands. Okay, now I don't know how we didn't even see that. You didn't. He was doing the same hand signs, but he was going very slow. So that's why Sasuke did the same. And after Sasuke threw his fireball and Shikamaru went down. Didn't you notice the same in Sasuke? No, said Ino. I was just looking at Shikamaru. Didn't you see that? You should. Never mind. That's Naruto. You're trying not to insult Ino right now. So how long has he been controlling Sasuke? Ever since he began to when he was trying to do the fireball jutsu, that's when he possessed Sasuke. But I don't see any possession. Exactly. Can't you? Shikamaru stayed near to that tree, looking over, because the shade of it would cover the looks that it isn't using his hand signs, said Menma. And with that, nobody would be able to notice that. Neither would the Uchiha notice that Shikamaru is doing the same hand signs as him. I still don't get it, said Ino. So did Shikamaru win? Yes, basically he did, but I doubt he's going to move on. As Shikamaru raised his hand, and so did Sasuke. As Shikamaru said, I, Sasuke Uchiha, as Sasuke repeated what he said. As Shikamaru looked over. He thought. I forfeit, said Shikamaru. What? Said Ino. But he was about to make Sasuke forfeit. No, he just wanted to get the Uchiha's blood irritated, said Naruto. What? Said Sasuke. Why the hell would you forfeit? Even if I didn't, I would still have to move on and fight somebody. Maybe I would have to fight somebody else, and I'm still low on chakra. Even if Tsunade Senju did heal me, I still doubt I could fight anybody who won. So far, Lee, Choji, Naruto, Lee's that weird side kid, and Naruto. And if I faced them, I would still lose. So this is a smartest idea. Sasuke just grunted. Technically, Sasuke won this match, but basically Shikamaru did. Yes. Even though the remaining fighters are Sakura, Minto, Shino, Myanmar, and Ino. So one of us have already won the fight twice, and one of the winners will move on in the second round and without even having a fight. This should be interesting, said Mema. Winner, Sasuke Uchiha, said Kushina, as Tsunade healed both of them as they made their way to the competitor's box. As Sasuke didn't look at anybody, he just sat down and looked down at their arena. Next match, Sakura Haruno versus Mito Uzumaki Namikaze, said Kushina. I'm fighting Mito-chan? Said Sakura. Come on, Sakura. I know, let's have a fun match, said Mito. Yeah, Sakura looked over. Come on, even Hinata went down to fight older brother. As Sakura glanced over to Sasuke. I can't back out. Sasuke-kun's watching me, she thought. Alright, I'll go. As they made their way down. Begin! As Sakura pulled out a kunai and rushed towards Hey, but why did I need to get Mito. Has Mito merely dodged this? As there was some What is Mito doing? As they keep on doing this. Mito doesn't want to quickly take out Sakura to make sure that she isn't. But I'm not to hurt her ego, I think, said Naruto. Are you sure that this girl has an ego? I can't be sure of that. All I know about Sakura Haruno is that she's a fangirl. And I don't even know how she became a Chunin. Her chakra levels are pathetic. She isn't even on the level of a normal mid-Chunin, not to mention high Chunin. Most of us here, as he said it into a as he lowered down his voice so only Mema could hear it. Some of us here are even on tuning level or above. As he glanced to Lee and Neji, specifically Lee and Neji, and the three of us, as Menma nodded, but was still restricted. You are, at least, but I'm not. Alright. As Menma looked over to see Mito won the fight with Sakura. As Sakura was unconscious, as she was trying to rush her. How did Mito win that fast? Even though she was trying to make that match a bit, how should I put it? Easy for her. Like I said, her chakra level is pathetic. She couldn't even keep up with Mito for that match. She's exhausted, and has massive what's that word again? Man. Chakra drain, and chakra exhaustion. So what you're saying is that she's pathetic. Basically, yes. As Mito went down to the stage box carrying an unconscious Sakura, as Tsunade decided to as Tsunade was waiting for them up there and healed them. Why didn't you just quickly take her out, Mito? She asked him. Well, I wanted to make sure that she had confidence, Tsunade-bachan. As all the Genins besides Menma and Naruto looked at Mito with wide eye. You just called as Tintin looked at Mito. You just called one of the legendary Sanins a granny? He said. Huh, you should hear what? I got it from Naruto. He's the one who always called her that. As they all turned to him. He has emotions, said Kiba. I've never seen him even smile, not to mention laugh, or even call somebody granny. I even ever heard him call his mother mom. Have you even seen our mom? Or even had a conversation with her? As Kiba closed his mouth. Let's just continue on. Next match, Shino Abarami versus Menma Namakaze. As Menma and Shino made their way down. Alright, said Menma. Let's begin. Begin, said Kushina, as Menma jumped back and threw many kunais around. Damn! As most of the civilians were looking down in confusion, but all of the shinobi knew what was about to happen. As Shino's bugs quickly came out and made a dome around him. I seriously don't want to touch them, but still, thought Menma. As he sighed. Hiroshi no Jutsu. As Menma flashed around and around. Slowly but surely, he picked out all of the bugs until there were only a few left. As Shino sent his bugs towards the kunais and tried to get them all out quickly, but in that brief seconds, his bugs stopped protecting him. Menma flashed in front of him and put a kunai to his neck. Gotcha, said Menma. As Shino burst into a bunch of bugs. What the hell is that? A bug clone? Thought Menma. As Shino's insects were able to take out all of sorry about that. All of Menma's Hiroshi kunais and threw them out of the arena. Alright, so thought Menma. This is getting more complicated. As Shino's bugs were about to rush at him, but he flashed. Mom said that we can't use any of the Uzumaki ninjutsu styles as the thunder cloak began to form around him. But he never said anything about me using my thunder cloak. What is this? Thought Shino, like he could read his mind. This is thunder release. It allows me to. And I don't think it's lightning release. Thunder release allows me to control thunder to my will. I could flash around, but I usually use it like this, as a thunder cloak. It's the strongest part of my Kekkei. The last person to have it was my grandfather, which I inherited from him, and my father did not. As Minato just looked down with a smile. As Shino's bugs rose up. No, said Menma. As he flashed, as nobody could see where he went. Besides some of the Jonins, Naruto, Kushina, and Minato. As they looked over, sorry if you guys can hear noise behind me. My younger sibling is watching nightmares. For him, it's heaven, but for me, it's goddamn hell. He replays it over and over again. Ish. Sorry about the noise behind me. And sorry about the quality of this video. I want to improve it soon. Once I get a new phone at least. But I wonder... Never mind. Let's just continue. As Menma appeared behind Shino with a kunai to his neck. As he gripped on to make sure this is not a clone, as it was the real him. I forfeit, said Shino. Smart choice, said Menma. Winner, Menma Namakaze, said Kushina. As Menma slashed back into the arena with waiting to heal them. As Mema looked over, so who's next? Only Ino is left, so one of us will fight twice. As Ino was making her way to the arena, she was the only one who hasn't fought yet. But she knew she couldn't beat anybody who's fought yet. So she knew this was hopeless. But she wouldn't forfeit in front of Sasuke-kun. I hope you're watching me, Sasuke-kun, she thought in her head. As Menma looked over to Tsunade. Bachan, do you know when Erosenin will get back? How am I supposed to know that? Who the hell's Erosenin? Asked Kiba. Jiraiya of the Sunnings, said Naruto. You call... Why would you call one of the legendary Sunnings that? Said Tenten. If you knew him, you would agree with us. That dirty old man. What do you mean by that? He's a pervert, basically, said Naruto. Do you see those books that Kakashi always reads? The Icha Icha novel, said Kiba. Yeah, he wrote them. But Kakashi Sensei says that it's just something for adults. Yeah? I just thought it was a romance. No, it's a porn. It's porn, said Naruto. He gets inspiration as he was doing that thing with your fingers when you do like a quote from peeping on females in the hot springs or somewhere else. As Tenten gained the murderous look in her eyes. If I ever meet that next match, Yamanaka versus Rock Lee. As Lee jumped down. This is the guy that defeated Kiba in less than 5 minutes. Why all these matches so short? Thought Ino. As Ino looked over to Lee. Let's begin this fight, my youthful friend. As Kushina was clearing daggers down at Rock Lee. Dare I say youth again, you'll be... As Kushina shut up before she could finish her sentence. As Ino coughed, and put her hands in a hand sign. As Lee was confused. What is that jutsu? Mind body swap! Oh, damn you! Lee's such an idiot. Why the hell did he stay still? Said Tenten. He didn't even know that was the mind body swap technique. What the hell did your sensei teach you? You should at least know a bit about some clans, said Naruto. I know, but Guide Sensei mostly teaches us on taijutsu. At least the two of them, and nothing about history. We were supposed to learn that in the academy anyways. As Naruto looked over, he thought, this match should end by now. What do you mean? As Ino woke up screaming. What the hell is in his mind? Youth. That's all she said. Eesh, I don't even know what's in her mind. She's been mentally scarred, said Mito. Remind me never ever to... Yeesh. It's better than going into Naruto's mind. He'll just find the pitch black darkness. As Tsunade knocked Menmo on his head, as he fell down unconscious. I'll wake him up for his fight, said Tsunade. Dude, you... Damn, the poor child. thought Kushina. She's been traumatized. As Inochi was looking down in horror. Remind me never ever to go into Kai or Lee's mind, Inochi said to his wife. Poor Ino. But it's better than going into somebody else's mind, as his wife pointed over to Naruto. Yes, it's much better. But if he didn't have his guest, going into his mind would be better than going to Lee's or Kai. Everybody was wondering, what did she see? As Ino just kept on saying, youth, 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 youth. She's been traumatized. Thought Minato, what the hell is in Kai's mind? And not to mention his little protege. He said to his aunt Booze. Winner, Rock Lee. As Ino was taken out of she needs to go to psychological therapy. Thought Tsunade. Looking down at Suha next, as one of the joinings gave Kushina a few three cards of paper. All right. As Kushina raised her hands, due to the uneven amount of fighters in this round, so that for the reason that in the semi-finals the match will be even, Uzumaki will move on. Uzumaki Namikaze will move on to the semi-finals. So Mito's the one that won't be fighting, said Menma, as Naruto nodded. First match, Menma Namikaze vs. Sai. As Menma woke up from the knock from Tsunade after Naruto kicked him in the face. I'm fighting the Sai kid. Menma, be careful. He is definitely not a genin. Yeah, I know, but he won't be that much trouble, won't he? As Menma walked down with a smile on his face. Alright, Sai, let's do this. As Sai had a smile as well. The fake weird smile, as Menma put it. As Sai nodded. Begin! Said Kushina, as Menma began to blow around him. It's not Hiroshin. He's using his thunder cloak, said Naruto, as he could tell that Ino was about to ask him if Menma was using Hiroshin. If he moves fast enough, he can make after images, and he can move through them to attack Sai. There's no way Sai can write fast enough, faster than Menma. No. As Sai was trying to write, but the faster he tried to write, he kept on being attacked and attacked and attacked, as Menma kept on blurring around him. As slowly but surely, a thunder tornado began to form. And at the midst of it, after it went down, everybody saw Sai on the ground, twitching with lightning buzzing off him. Damn, that's brutal. Thought Shikamaru. So, is he okay? You know what? I'm sick of this. As Shikamaru went down and fell asleep. You're kidding me. As everybody just looked over to him. If this was the true next, I might doubt he'll be sleeping. Even if it was, we wouldn't even get held in the tuning exam. Unless you know medical ninjutsu yourself. Lucky for you, I do. And I'll heal anybody once we reach the tuning exam if I make it to the finals, said Mito with a smile. As Naruto glanced at Mito, he said, it isn't like I thought people from other villages could beat you. Besides, maybe people like me. What do you mean, like you? Said Kiba. If you don't know the word Jinchuriki, then it's none of your business. As Naruto closed his eyes. I need to explain what a Jinchuriki is, thought Kiba, as the same thoughts went through most of the people there. Next match! Neji Hyuga vs Sasuke Uchiha. Hyuga vs Uchiha. Now this should be interesting, thought Naruto. As Sasuke and Neji made their way down into the arena. As Sasuke looked up and saw his father and mother, along with the elders in the stadium. As Neji saw Hayashi along with the elders of the Hyuga clan. As he turned to Sasuke, let's end this now, Uchiha, said Neji. Fine by me. As Sasuke activated his two-total Sharingan, and Neji activated his Byakugan, as they both went into the Taijutsu stance. 68 trigram, 64 palm. As they began to fight, but Neji slowly began to close Sasuke chakra system or so. Slowly but surely, Neji began to close it until 64 boom, and he sent Sasuke crashing into the wall. Pathetic, he thought, as Sasuke looked over to him and smiled. Boom! As Sasuke blew up in a white, explosive clone, said Menma. I'm not shocked, he knows that. It was made that jutsu was made by Itachi after all. Oh. As Sasuke followed up his explosive clone with a fireball, hitting Neji dead on. As Neji rotation! As Hinata and the main branch's eyes went wide. How does Neji know the technique? Said Hinata. Why does it matter that he knows it? It's a technique of the main branch, said Hinata. It's usually not taught to the lower branch members, but still, how could Neji learn it? Who taught it? How? Said Hinata, as she was stuttering, as her eyes were still wide from shock. How did that boy learn the rotation? Said one of the elders. I do not know, said Hayashi, looking down at Neji. Damn it! Neji's palms. As Neji looked over to Sasuke, are we gonna continue this fight or not, Uchiha? As Sasuke snarled and pulled out a kunai. Let's begin. As Sasuke brushed at him, as Neji dodged his attack and palmed his hand as he dropped the kunai. As Sasuke turned and kicked Neji back. As Neji jumped, what's that? Flipped and landed on his feet. As they began to a taijutsu fight, as Sasuke jumped back, he thought he snarled at Neji. As he jumped onto one of the walls, and went through hand signs. What? Thought Kushina, as Sasuke's eyes were blazing with fury as lightning began to engulf his hand. Shidori! He said, rushing at Neji. What the? As older sensei turned to Kakashi. You taught him the Shidori? As Kakashi snarled. I didn't teach him that. The damn burst that copied it. He copied the Shidori with his Sharingan? Yes, said Kakashi. And that's what I call an ungrateful student. As Neji was just barely able to escape the attack, but was badly injured. Fire style, fireball jutsu! As Sasuke hit Neji dead on with the fireball, as he was sent flying back. As Neji caught up, as Sasuke was exhausted because the Chidori took out most of his energy. And he was walking forward to Neji to land his final blow. But Neji palmed him in the stomach as Sasuke fell down on one knee. Fell down on his ass. And Neji fell down on his face, out cold. Winner, Uchiha Sasuke, said Kushina. After Kushina said that, Sasuke fell down as well, as he was unconscious as well. This was a close fight, thought said Naruto as he glanced over and saw a disappointed look on Fukagu Uchiha's face. Alright. The next match should be me and Lee, said Naruto. Third match, said Kushina. Rock Lee versus Naruto Uzumaki. As Lee and Naruto walked down to the arena. Hello, begin! As Kushina jumped out of the arena, knowing that the destruction that was about to happen here. As Naruto looked at Lee, as Lee was in a defensive position, so he's gonna be generous and give me the first attack. That's stupid, thought Naruto. As he rushed forward, Breath of the Sun, first form, dance. As Lee was able to dodge the downwards, the diagonal slash that Naruto nearly cut him in half. As most of the civilians' eyes went wide, knowing about Kushina's special Kenjutsu style. As Naruto looked at Lee, as Lee rushed at Naruto and punched him and tried to hit him, but Naruto blocked it with his blade. As Naruto could tell that Lee didn't have any weapons on him, so he jumped back and put back his blade. As he went into a weird taijutsu stance. What's that style? Said Lee. Dance of the Naruto. As him and Lee began to clash in taijutsu. After a while, Lee was sent flying back, but he quickly jumped off and looked at Kai Sensei. As Kai gave him a thumbs up. As Lee jumped onto one of the pillars and took off his weights. When the weights came down, boom! A huge crater was made as everybody's eyes went wide. Besides Team 11. His weights are around the same weight as Mito, said Menma. Wait, you guys weigh weights? Said Kiba. Yes, he said, But we don't wear weights. We wear seals that we can increase the weight by channeling chakra into it. Now that's odd. Mythos was looking down. By the looks of it, Big Brother's increasing his weights. What does he think he's doing? He considers this training. As Naruto looked over to Lee, as Lee blurred from existence. What the? As he appeared in front of Naruto and kicked him, sending him flying into the wall. He actually hit him, said Memba. As Naruto pulled himself out of his wall, as his mouth was bleeding a bit. What the? As Memba and Mito's eyes went wide. I only know of one person who could. None of us here could ever make Big Brother bleed, and I doubt most of the Jonians would as well. Only people that are on the level of Kage level, maybe the Sanins. I made that bread bleed more than once, said Tsunade. And I'm certain that Kushina has. But with the Jonians, my guess is only Kakashi and Kai and Asuma, and maybe Hayate. But the chances are low for all of them. What sort of level is Naruto on anyways? As Mito only smiled. To be accurate, all three of us are around mid... How should I put it? Joining? As Mema scoffed. Well, me and Naruto are definitely on Onward level. Stop underestimating yourself, Mito, said Menma. As they looked down, they saw Lee kept on wailing on Naruto. As most of the civilians were smiling at Naruto getting beat up by Lee. I wonder why he isn't taking off his waist, thought Kushina. After a few more minutes, as Lee was about to land a finishing blow, as Naruto was all bloody and beaten up. As Naruto grabbed his foot, he took off his weights. As Naruto looked up, as all the wounds that Liu had inflicted on him were gone. What the? I just wanted to feel your strength before I begin. As Naruto hit Lee, blurring from existence, and appeared before Lee could crash down, and kicked him up, and kept on doing that like he was playing pinball or something, until Lee was sent crashing into one of the walls. As Lee pulled himself out. You are very useful, my friend. Guys, and before he could finish that, Naruto punched Lee in the face, sending him flying back. As Lee got up with a shock expression on his face. You can't expect to get time to ask your sensei if you can use a technique in battle. If this was a real fight, I would have let your life with the spikes of my blade quickly, said Naruto, looking at Lee. You need to depend on yourself and not on your sensei. Huh? Sorry about that. As Lee looked over at Naruto, as he nodded, as Lee put his hands in a cross formation. Then I'll go all out. First gate, open. Second gate, open. Third gate, open. Fourth gate, open. Fifth gate, open. As Lee opened 5 of the inner gates. As all of the Johnnies were shocked. What? Kai, said Kakashi, looking over at him. As Kai just looked at Lee with a look on his face, a serious look. As Lee opened all 5 of the 8 gates. Even you're using a boost up, so should I. As Naruto closed his eyes, and they opened, and they were blood red, with slits in them, as three tails formed behind him. What? As all of the people could feel the malicious chakra, as all the civilians were sweating in pressure. Three tails? When the Chonin saw Naruto unleash three tails, they were about to charge in before Kushina stopped them. He can control up to 5 tails, so shut up. Five tails! They shouted. He could even beat the Ichibai. Maybe. He could even beat some of the Biju with that amount of tails. Exactly. But I don't understand why he would go 3. 2 would be enough. He's probably only going 3 because he's probably going 3 to act like he isn't holding back. As Kushina looked at his eyes, and the blood red, said Kushina. And he's only using the Kyuubi chakra. As Kushina would not reveal Kurama's name to everybody. Alright, said them. As Naruto and Lee looked at each other, as everybody was tensed. This is where I'm ending part 5. See ya!